Hello! We're gonna do a Q&A. You guys have been waiting so patiently.
It's not a script.
You've been waiting so patiently, and we have compiled all your questions, and there's, there's a lot of them. So, we're probably gonna split this into 2 videos, just for the sake of not having a really long single video. So, let's get going.
That's it? That's how you're gonna start?
Start it.
Ready to go.
You read it to me.
All these are pregnancy questions.
I know, you should answer them. How about this? What's your favorite thing about being pregnant?
Baby kicks. Movement.
That's my favorite thing too.
Yeah.
Feeling the
It's
baby
the best
move.
part.
Yeah, it really is the best part. So we agree on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, have you had any cravings? What is the strangest craving you've had so far?
I like ice cream. I think ice cream is a go-to.
That sounds like a typical pregnant woman
Right?
craving.
Sherbet. I like sherbet. Is it sherbet? Sherbet. Not bird. Sherbet.
I only had one craving, and it was sugar cookies. And I haven't really craved anything strange. I don't know.
Weirdo.
I just really, the craving thing hasn't hit too much. Just the sugar cookies, which was a couple videos back if you want to watch it. Do you have any pregnancy must-haves?
For me? No, probably not. I don't think I really do. Fetal Doppler, but it's been nice, I guess, to have.
We love the fetal Doppler. We still, even though we feel the baby kick all the time, we still listen every day.
Yeah.
I would say I agree with that. Fetal Doppler. I also agree that a pregnancy must-have would be having an extremely supportive partner. Because...
Who is this man?
I know, right? Because it's very hard. It's a lot harder than I would have ever thought it was gonna be, and I think he can only understand it so much.
It's true.
So it's nice that you just support me when I say, I didn't do anything today. I'm tired, I'm growing another human.
That's fine with me.
When is your due date?
Oh,
February 21st. Counting down the days, almost 2 months.
How many days? You said you were counting them down.
Okay, Google. How many days until February 21st?
70 days.
There you go, 70.
70 days. My
Not
phone.
that many.
Every time I talk to that, my phone goes off too. Have you had any problems with the pregnancy?
Sometimes it makes it hard to sleep.
Yeah, but I mean, when we're talking about
That's
actual
not a
problems,
problem,
no, we haven't had any problems. I mean, I've had
right?
side effects, but nothing bad.
Yeah.
But no problems with
Manageable.
the pregnancy. Everything so far is going well, but I feel like if problems happen, this is gonna be like the time, because I have my last 10 weeks, so it seems like this is the time when like you're being paid a little bit more attention to your blood pressure and I don't know, all that stuff. So
all of it.
So far, no. Hopefully, no. How are you feeling with the bait?
Try again.
How are you feeling with the belly and not being able to do the same things you used to do before you got pregnant? How am I feeling about that?
Well, I've managed to stay the same weight throughout the pregnancy. So it hasn't been easy all the time, but for the most part, I've stayed the same.
My belly is now bigger than Mike's belly, which has never happened before.
Cross your fingers, I hope it is.
It's never happened before.
No.
Always been skinnier than you.
Yeah.
It's hard because I consider myself to be a pretty active person. I like to exercise. I like to go and do and clean, and it's hard. Like I did housework today and it was hard.
It's always hard.
Sitting here, breathing is hard.
It's hard.
So it's not really my favorite feeling, I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate being pregnant, but I can't say I love being pregnant. My mom loved it. My mom had 6 kids and she would have had more. She loved being pregnant. She loved every moment of it, but I just am not that way. But I don't hate it. It's just,
what do you do?
it's a thing. It's the avenue in which to get this baby here. Okay.
Somebody's gotta do it.
Next time, you.
Okay.
Do you have a theme for the baby room?
We were gonna have a theme. That theme never materialized.
The theme, okay. So tell them what the theme was.
Well, Indiana Jones, of course.
It was literally like the day we found out that we were having a boy. Mike was like, oh, we have to do Indiana Jones themed room.
I mean, who doesn't want that?
And as much as I like Indiana Jones, it was really hard to like, I do. I'm not really sure. I don't like the one with the bugs.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one is which.
That's Temple of Doom.
I don't know. I don't mind it. It was just hard. It was really hard to do a themed Indiana Jones baby room. We considered just doing like, which one starts in southern Utah? Which movie?
That's The Last Crusade.
The Last Crusade starts like in the canyonlands down in southern Utah. So we considered doing like a canyon-y style room to kind of make it Indiana Jones, but not make it weird.
Didn't happen.
But that was really hard because like artwork and stuff, we considered doing like a full mural on the wall. Anyway, it didn't work out.
Didn't happen.
That's beside the point. No, we don't have a theme.
Simple.
We're just going for kind of neutral, simple, calming.
Yep. White, blue, and gray. And some green.
Yeah, and some tan.
That's basic.
Just neutrals, just neutrals. This is your question. What does BISH stand for?
Well, when we found out we were pregnant, we were binge watching New Girl. And one of our favorite characters on that is Winston Bishop. And they called him Winnie Bish in the show. So when we didn't know the gender, we would call the baby Winnie Bish or Winnie, or Bish.
Baby Winnie.
Whatever.
We call him Baby Winnie.
Yeah, Baby Winnie. And then we found out it was a boy and thought, well, maybe not Winnie. So then we just stuck with Bish, and that's where we're at now, is Baby Bish.
Yep. So that's
Awesome
really where
story.
it came from.
For those of you who haven't watched New Girl, it's an entertaining show.
Yeah. And that was our favorite character.
And he's a funny character. So.
Baby Bish.
There you go.
Not sure where it's at. Okay. Does baby boy have a name yet? Will they be family names or sentimental names, or are we just picking the name that we love? So here's the thing. I realized in a couple of videos ago, I mentioned that we have a name. Now we're not sure because we're indecisive people, and so we don't know. But for the record, I'll tell you what the name was. The name that we picked was Lewis.
Right.
But now we're not really sure about that anymore. We really like that name, and it's not a family name, it's not a sentimental name. I don't know, we just like it. We have a few other names on the list. We were pretty confident that that was gonna be it, and now we're kind of going back in our tracks a little bit. We don't know.
It's hard to pick a name.
It is. We also like Isaac.
Yeah.
We like Dylan.
That's more you than me, but yeah.
You're the one who came up with that name.
I'm pretty sure that didn't happen.
1000% you came up with that name. I came up with Damien. You came up with Dylan.
I don't think
See,
I did.
this is the problem. Naming children is hard.
Here's the thing. With the name, we are, what are we? We're just simple people, so we want a traditional name with traditional spelling and nothing weird. That's just what it is.
Yeah, we just...
So we've looked at family names and they're all like Hans and Lars and all the old names that you see. So we're probably not gonna do that.
Not even my kid, Lars.
Yeah, you won't have my name. I don't really believe in that. For me, it's just having worked in an industry where names matter. when you get a junior or a third or whatever, it just makes life really complicated.
And he has 2 siblings that have first names but go by their middle names.
Yeah.
And
So
both of them were like, do not do that, which I wasn't planning on doing that anyway, but it was funny how both of them were like, don't do it, because it just makes it really hard. And my mom actually used to work in a hospital years ago, and she said it's very difficult when people go by their middle names.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what their name is in the computer at the hospital. So a classic name that is spelled normally, that when a school teacher looks at it, they know 100% that it's a boy.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
we'll get there. We also are big believers in like seeing our child before he's officially named. We're obviously gonna go in with names, but he's not gonna have a name on the wall until we see him.
Or ever. Why does he need his name on the wall?
I just, you know what I mean? Like, we're not committed.
I know you.
I thought you meant and never get a
No.
name. We'll just call him Boy forever.
Name on the wall.
Anyway, so that's the story behind the name. But.
So for the next question, no, the name has not been picked out.
Yeah, the next question was, did we pick it out before we got pregnant? No, we came up with Lewis. Everything we've come up with at this point, we came up with after we found out we were pregnant.
Yeah.
So. Are you filming the birth and will you be posting a vlog? Yes, we plan to. However, that's not the priority. The priority is
having a baby.
Having a baby, a healthy baby. I also am not having anybody else in the room, just me and Mike. So he's in charge basically of that, but I also don't want his experience to be ruined because he's so focused on the filming. And I don't think he would. He would focus on the birth before he focused on making sure the birth got on film.
Yes.
I have considered having a photographer there for the birth. I'm not sure if I want the photographer there for the birth or if I want the photographer to just come to the hospital and do like a, what do they call it? A fresh 48 session. So we may have a photographer in there. I don't know, I can't decide. But other than that, it's just gonna be Mike and I. So we are gonna try. I really, really want to, but it just kind of depends on how things flow, and hopefully everything flows perfectly and smoothly.
Sure will.
Do you have any fears about labor and delivery?
All of them? I know.
I know. Besides the fact that I've never done this. Basically, I think just the normal fears. I don't really have fears about labor or delivery. I have fears about...
After it all.
I do have a lot of postpartum fears. But I have fears of things going wrong, but I don't have any fears about just like going into labor and that. If something goes wrong, that's what I'm scared of. But if everything goes the way it should go, no. Because epidurals should work, and
Yay for medicine.
I don't know, I don't have any fears, just assuming everything goes smoothly. Do you have a birth plan or just go with the flow? Do you plan to have an epidural? So I kind of touched on that. No birth plan, just
get to a hospital. That's the plan.
I mean, I don't really, I'm not committing myself to anything because...
What kind of plans would you even have? What's a birth plan?
Well, some people like are very into like, I want to make sure the lights are dim and the music's on, or I want to be able to sit on a ball, or all these little things. I don't care about any of that. I've never done this before,
just
so I
have a baby.
I just want to go to the hospital and have a baby. And yes, I want an epidural, 1000% yes. And I don't really have a plan. I'm kind of going with the flow because plans in our life don't usually work out. We're just gonna have a baby, that's all.
I don't even know what a birth plan is.
I'll show you in my book later. There's like a whole thing in my book. You can write it all out.
There you go. Maybe we'll do it.
Will your parents be at the birth? No, just us.
Yeah, not in the room. They might come to the hospital later, but
yeah, we're just doing
not
this.
in the room.
We've waited a really long time for this, and we're just gonna enjoy it, just the two of us.
Yeah.
So, What are you most excited for with the upcoming arrival of baby boy? I'm excited for lack of sleep. What are you excited about? I'm kidding.
That is, why not get excited about lack of sleep?
That's quite a
It's
question.
a baby, right? I'm excited to have a baby. That's what I'm excited for.
We're just excited to finally be able to have our family.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we've been a family for a long time, but we've been waiting for this for a long time.
Right.
So we're finally there.
Yeah. There's no.
I'm
one
excited to
event.
hold him and
Right.
snuggle him and skin to skin, and I think I'm really excited for skin to skin. I don't know. That
Yeah.
just sounds very tender,
Yeah.
and you get such a small amount of time where that skin to skin is so important, you know?
Right.
And we're gonna make sure Mike does skin to skin.
Get ready.
Even though his chest hair will probably scratch the baby to death.
That's why. Yeah.
Where are we? How is Mike feeling knowing that he's going to be a dad soon?
He's okay. I mean, I'm not really worried about it. I think I'll do all right for the most part. I know how to do some things, and I think I'll be capable of handling a little baby for a little bit of time. So I'm excited for it.
We did foster care, so we've both been parents before. I mean, we didn't become permanent parents from it, but
Right.
we parented, so it's not going to be anything that we haven't done before.
Yeah.
Mike's changed diapers and the whole thing. I think
It's exciting.
We're just excited. We don't. It's hard to like even know.
Yeah, you just sit and wonder.
I mean, our whole life's gonna change, but it's hard to really pinpoint those feelings because we're
Yeah.
not there yet, you know? Do you plan on doing more of a family style channel or a mommy channel once your little guy comes? How do you see your channel changing, if at all, once he's here?
What kind of channel do we have now? That's the real question. An IVF channel? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not gonna lie. My number one priority is to my husband and my baby, and I plan to keep vlogging. I do, but if I feel like it's overwhelming and becoming difficult and interfering with me being a wife, me being a mom, me doing the things that I need to do, then I won't. So yes, I do plan to continue on with just like a family style, mommy style, just a normal vlogging lifestyle channel, but knowing that it's not my number one priority, my family's my number one priority. Do you plan on getting him circumcised, vaccinated? Yes and yes. Do you plan to breastfeed? I do plan to breastfeed, and I'm really excited about it, and I hope everything goes well.
Yes.
And I plan to breastfeed for as long as I possibly can.
Well, within reason.
Well, yeah, within reason. Just as long as I can, I mean, within reason. And I'm excited about it. So we'll end the vlog here. We'll end this part of the Q&A here. We covered pregnancy, we covered about the baby, we're really excited.
This is my excited face.
Does anybody else have a man like this? It's just like even keel all the time. Never really super excited, but also never really like super down. He just kind of rides the wave, you know? I appreciate it.
Somebody has to.
Because I don't. Okay, part 2 coming.